In this module, we will discuss what is the cloud. I will provide you with a brief history of AWS, and we will identify the different types of cloud services. What is cloud computing? In a nutshell, cloud computing is simply the on-demand delivery of compute power. This could be in the form of databases, storage, networking, software, analytics, applications, and other IT resources. It's delivered over the internet or the cloud with a pay-as-you-go pricing model. It doesn't matter whether you are running a gaming app or supporting your company's critical infrastructure, because on a cloud service platform, you will have nearly instant access to IT resources without having to spend a ton of money up front. This is truly a game changer, since historically, a business would have to make a huge capital investment up front in the form of hardware, facilities, power, and of course, the cost of managing all of these IT resources. With cloud computing, one can provision exactly the resources needed and pay for only what's used. So, how did AWS come into existence? As I began to research this question, I was surprised to learn that there were many stories about how AWS started. The one that appears to be the most consistent comes from Andy Jassy, the current CEO of Amazon Web Services. Mr. Jassy explains that AWS was born over roughly a 3-year period from 2000 to 2003. In 2000, Amazon was attempting to launch a new e-commerce service over its existing Amazon e-commerce platform. The company found this task to be extremely difficult to accomplish over their existing monstrous infrastructure. Amazon had been growing so rapidly between 1994 and 2000 that the company had not really planned for such exponential growth. Amazon didn't truly have an independent development platform. There was just a huge environment of interdependent systems. To solve this problem, Amazon software engineers began to float the idea of decoupled services, or services that didn't depend on other services. They began to create well-documented application programming interfaces, or APIs, which are essentially software tools such as communication protocols and subroutine definitions for building software programs. At first, these APIs were shared only internally among Amazon developers. Teams would reuse other Amazon teams' APIs as building blocks for their own individual projects. At some point, the executives at Amazon began to understand that if their own internal teams were becoming far more efficient by sharing APIs, then why not expand this concept into a business model? The idea developed over a 3-year period, and in 2003, the execs at Amazon began to envision an operating system for the internet, where a company could build products and services from scratch, even from a college dorm or kitchen table, if the right tools were readily available. Almost like a box of Legos. In August 2006, Amazon Web Services was launched. Its first service offering was the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, or Amazon EC2, which was essentially an online virtual machine designed to make it easier for developers to scale their web applications. The idea was so new and swift that Amazon did not have a true competitor in the space until 2010, when Microsoft launched Project Red Dog, which later became Microsoft Azure. This helps to explain why AWS remains the dominant player in cloud technology. Types of cloud computing. Several types of cloud models have evolved to assist developers and IT departments to select the right solution for their needs. Different models offer varying levels of management, flexibility, and control. It is important to understand the differences between the different models to select the best strategy for your use cases. Infrastructure as a service is a standardized, highly automated offering where compute resources, complemented by storage and networking capabilities, are owned and hosted by a service provider and offered to customers on demand. Customers are able to self-provision this infrastructure using a web-based graphical user interface that serves as an IT operations management console for the overall environment. API access to the infrastructure may also be offered as an option. Platform as a service is a broad collection of application infrastructure middleware services, including application platform, integration, business process management, and database services. Software as a service. Software as a service is a model for the distribution of software where customers access software over the internet. In SaaS, a service provider hosts the application at its data center and a customer accesses it via a standard web browser. There are a few major characteristics that apply to most SaaS vendors. Updates are applied automatically without customer intervention. The service is purchased on a subscription basis. No hardware is required to be installed by the customer. Cloud computing deployment models. There are essentially three different cloud deployment models: cloud, hybrid, and on-premises. Cloud. Within a cloud deployment model, the entire application and supporting infrastructure is run in the cloud. Hybrid. Within a hybrid cloud deployment model, applications are shared and run between cloud-based and on-premises resources. Private cloud. Within this deployment model, cloud computing resources are utilized primarily by a single business or organization. The resources may be located on the premises of the organization's data center or perhaps in a third-party co-location facility. AWS contains several cloud offerings that can be assembled in a myriad of ways to produce services or functions customized for the needs of your business or client offerings. One can access these cloud services via the AWS Management Console, the command line interface, or via a software development kit. Compute services. This contains Amazon EC2, Amazon EC2 Container Service, and AWS Elastic Beanstalk, just to name a few. Storage. Among these services are Amazon S3, Amazon Elastic Block Store, and Amazon Glacier. Database. Amazon offers database services such as Amazon Aurora, Amazon RDS, Amazon Dynamo Database, and Amazon Elasticache. Networking and content delivery. Among the most important services offered by AWS is the Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC. This is where you can build your own private segment of AWS Cloud and launch your own AWS elements in a private virtual network that you create and manage. Also under the networking and content delivery umbrella are complementary services such as Amazon CloudFront, Amazon Route 53, Amazon Direct Connect, and Elastic Load Balancing. Security, identity, and compliance. These are the services that allow you to create policies to secure access to your AWS resources, manage users and groups, provide key management services, and even web application firewall services. Among the other services offered by AWS are migration tools, developer and management tools, analytics, artificial intelligence, mobile applications, messaging, Internet of Things or IoT, desktop and app streaming, and even game development services. The AWS service offering is simply incredible and continues to grow. In future lessons, we will take a deeper dive into some of the core services and build out our own VPC. In this module, we discussed what is the cloud. I provided you with a brief history of AWS, and we identified the different types of cloud services.